What is up, boys and girls? Hope you guys are doing well. Before we start, I have a rant. Number one, fuck flight factor. Um, I you can't run as many plugins as you want to. So in order for the plane to work, there has to be X maximum number of plugins or below, and otherwise the plane just won't load properly. So I had to quit, remove some plugins, reload it. Then there's like an update, so I put that in. And the new update does not work with the cargo livery. So you can still see, if you're using the cargo variant, you can still see the windows along the side of the airplane. If I'm paying $90 for an airplane and all these variants, fucking sort your shit out. That is retarded. Anyway, Zibo update 3.37 came out yesterday. Haven't flown in a while, to be honest. We're in LAX, which is what my original flight was going to be in the 767, but obviously Flight Factor is a shitty company who can't make planes at work. So we're here back in the Zibo, which is fine. I enjoy flying the Zibo, and it's been a minute. Yeah. Got the GPU connected, have not done anything else. So we'll get in the cockpit and see if I can remember how to do stuff. I get up the overhead battery guard, keep that on standby power. Emergency exit lights are armed. Go ahead and get the ground power connected. Seatbelts on auto for now. Logo we don't need. Position lights we'll put on steady. Go ahead and start the electric hydraulic pumps. And sort this stuff out. Landing altitude, I think it's like 27 feet in San Francisco, which is where we're going. In case you didn't know, San Francisco, LAX to San Francisco, total trip is 310 nautical miles, and we are in IMC conditions there. Currently 3 miles visibility and mist. Winds are not too bad, and what are the ceilings? Winds are 300 at 3 knots, and ceilings are overcast at 700. I think the minimums for the 28 right ILS, 28 right are, I want to say they're 500, so it'll be close. But I kind of like doing those approaches in here. Alright, good. Got the lights on. Electric hydraulic pumps are on, established. Our position lights are on. Emergency exit lights are on. Dismiss these master cautions. Get the IRS aligning. Updated our nav data yesterday too. And reference airport, Kilo Lima Alpha X-Ray. There you go, bud. And we'll get our ATIS, make sure that we're taking off of, what did I say, 07 left?
Kilo, Lima, Alpha, X-Ray, airport information, Golf 1553, Zulu, weather, wind 109, at 5, visibility 7, sky condition, few clouds at 1,400, temperature 192.12, altimeter 3002. Advise on initial contact, you have information, Golf.
Information Golf.
Kilo, Lima.
Let's see, clearance delivery 121.4.
Delivery, good evening.
And ground at 121.75.
Charles 35 with Zulu, requesting clearance outside.
KLM-86 Heavy, clear to Amsterdam. Bird 06 departure.
So in case you didn't know this, I didn't know this until recently, most airports' ground frequencies are 121 point something. So a lot of times, like when you land, let's say monitor ground and 0.9er, meaning just 121.9. You're supposed to know that it's 121.9, unless otherwise noted.
Then as well. Expect 24 right for departure 6137 on the box.
Take it 6.
KLM-86, reback correct.
3,
Alpha, contact apron
7.
12227 for push
Standby. And ground. Yeah. Ground and tower 133.9er. The winds are 109 at 5, so we're taking off 7 left. Go ahead and activate this flight plan. And get an operational flight plan. We'll get our weight and balance stuff in the computer.
Ground assessed at 1250, ankle short here.
West at 1215, taxi Romeo, cross 15 left, full short Bravo.
Alright, zero fuel weight is
Romeo, 15 left, short Bravo,
134.4.
1250.
And we are at 91.2.
West at 1215, change of plan, taxi Sierra, cross 15 left and hold short Bravo.
Sierra, cross 15 left, short Bravo now, west at 1250.
Aircan 032, contact ground 129.
219, Aircan
There you go,
032.
21.9er. Calculator. Is it 134? 400 minus 91,200. 43,200, so 43.2. And block fuel is 13.6. Enter and should be good. I never messed with the CG, and I think we're already 13.2, 7.2.
Can the correction air transit 594 cross runway 33 right, hold short Bravo.
Delta, across 33 short of Bravo, returns at 594.
There you go. Got a fuel truck out there, technically removing fuel. See, I was going to be flying one of those big boys today. I wanted to fly a 767. Couldn't do it because flight factor sucks. But, back here.
Aircan 032, heavy ground, taxi Tango Alpha
Got
Lima,
that. So,
contact
our
122,
flight
07.
plan today.
American 032.
It's been a while since I've flown a tube that had an FMC, or like a real FMC. That's good. So our departure is Triton 2, and then direct to our arrival. So that's pretty easy. Departure. Oh, let's go back to route. Kilo Lima Alpha X-ray.
West at 2513, ground, taxi Delta cross runway 33 right,
Kilo
hold short Bravo.
Sierra Foxtrot Oscar.
Cross 33 right, short Bravo, west at 2515.
Departure KLAX. Gonna do 07 left. Is that right?
Route 1733, the Apeman can take you now, guys, ready for taxi.
07 left. Triton 2. And stoked. There we go, transition. Arrival, gonna be ILS 2A right. Surfer 3 arrival. And Surfer transition is on there. Do we want to do a transition for the approach? Let's see. ILS 2A right.
Route 7033, taxi Tango, hold short Bravo initially.
Tango on short Bravo, route 730.
And we'll do the published approach, the regular one. Initial approach fixed. Glide slope is on. Route, activate, execute, legs.
Air Transit 594, give way to Airbus 319 at left to right on Tango.
Okay, give way to the plane on Tango Air Transit 594.
Route 1733, the Air Transit off the right will give way to continue straight in Alpha Lima.
The Alpha Lima.
Beautiful. Alright, so Vector's runway heading is 071, so we can go ahead and get that in.
Down there, Cat 859, heavy with you on Bravo, short Tango.
Air Canada 859, heavy ground, give way to Rouge Airbus 319, right to left on Tango, and then taxi Delta Delta Papa.
So give way, then Delta Delta Pop, Air Cat 859.
Let's see here. Flight level 340.
270 down, cross 15 right and left, taxi Bravo, hold short
Wait a second
Tango.
on our V2.
Bravo, short Tango Air Canada 270.
34,000 4,000 there. Landing altitude is 13 feet. It's actually closer to 0, so we'll leave it on 0 there. Should be able to get the yaw damper on now. We can.
Russia 275, contact paper.
34.275.
What's our altimeter here? 3002.
Ground taxi Alpha, hold short Alpha Kilo.
Alpha short Alpha Kilo, West is 2513.
Ground runway 24 right, altimeter 2985, taxi Bravo, hold short Tango.
24 right, Bravo, short Tango, Delta 1895.
There we go. Fuel truck is gone. Fuel is loaded.
Weekend 859, correction on Delta, taxi Delta Romeo.
Delta Romeo, Aircane 59.
Back to our performance page here. Reserves 5.5. And cost index, it's to 10. We're gonna bump that up to 50 at least. Not messing around with 10s. Trans altitude 18,000. Flight level 340. Not gonna hit execute yet. Cruise winds. Top climb 340 at 37. And ISA deviation +6.
Air Transit 594, contact ground
19
165.
degrees outside. Derate the takeoff, plenty of room, and we'll climb at standard. Runway winds were 109 at what?
People 297, ground taxi Delta 5 and Delta.
09 at 5 knots.
Delta 5, Delta, speed
It's dry for now. Flaps 5. 24.1 and takeoff trim is 4.89. Basically there. V speed, let's see, V1, 140, 141, rotate, 149, V2.
People 297, wheels up time 16.
Execute that. Our legs page for us, takeoff references on the first officer side.
Sergeant 7318, ground taxi Delta, crossing way 3 right, hold short Bravo.
Taxi, Delta, cross 33 right, hold short of Bravo.
Get the flight directors on, see if this works. Flight directors on. VNAV works. LNAV, we're not going to use actually on takeoff. We're going to go heading select because
Russia 2513,
vectors.
contact ground 12165.
5, let's say 2513.
there we go, boys. Everything is loaded. Flight plan is in the computers. The flight directors are on and working. We've got our course there. Get the ILS frequency in the air. Give me something to do on a cruise. Turn the radios down and we'll pre-plan a pushback.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Russia 2513, hold short of Alpha Kilo.
Hold short Alpha
And
Kilo.
get the APU started. Nothing in the center tanks, don't need those.
Delta Tango and definitely Delta to the full length of Q4S.
People 297, farm, left onto Delta for full length 24 right.
Thank you very much. Left Delta before and clear for rise.
Run through checklist before I let battery. Good. Ground power. Working on it. Waiting for the APU to kick on. Electric hydraulic pumps are on. Landing gear down 3 green. Iris mode selector is on nav, and those are aligned, as you can see. Light tests. Appears to be working. Oxygen tested. Yaw damper is on. Display switches normal and auto. Fuel onboard pumps are on. Emergency exit lights, arms, fasten seatbelts are on auto. Don't really need to worry about those because we're on a cargo flight. Window heat. Air conditioning packs are set. Flight altitude and landing altitude are set. Pressurization mode selector is on auto. Hydraulics checked. Double check that. I don't think I looked actually. Quantity is good and pressure is good. We'll go ahead and arm the RTO on the auto brakes while we're down there. Parking brake is set. Speed brake down into tent. Stabilizer trim cutout on normal. Transponder code is set. Radio aids are good. FMC CDU setup is complete. Thrust settings and V speeds are set. Stabilizer trim is set. Flight deck windows and doors. Let's go ahead and close this stuff up here. Doors are closed. We'll close the cockpit doors. Yep. Get the APU on the bus now. And get rid of the GPU. Doors, cabin, we're good to go. Let's see if the ground call button works on this plane as well.
24 right, altimeter 2985, taxi Bravo, hold short Tango.
Bravo short Tango.
Nope, still gotta call manually.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Available now, you can taxi Victor, cross runway 33 right, Delta, Delta Romeo.
Victor cross 33 right, Delta, Delta Romeo,
Route 70, 15 correction, cross runway 33 right, Bravo, Delta, Delta Romeo.
Right, the cross 33 right, Bravo, Delta, Delta Romeo, route 17.
Ooh, probably remove those chocks.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect. So connected and bypass been inserted. Release parking brake.
You buddy?
Starting pushback. And you may start engines.
Alright, packs off. Get that duct pressure up above 30. Engine number 2 on
Aircraft
ground.
1041, taxi Alpha Hotel. Hotel Aircraft 1041.
Delta 1893, monitor tower 18.35.
1835, Delta 1893.
right starter on continuous. Switch it over to engine number 1 and get that on ground. Also should have the beacon light on. Sorry.
Rouge 1715, contact date 12207.
Rouge 1715, good night.
Encore 2437, contact ground 1165.
There we go. Flying on continuous. When both packs can come back onto auto. Engine gens on the bus. APU we can turn off. APU bleed off. Engine bleeds on. Go to our pro beat. 4 taxi checklist.
45 heavy charge down.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
15 right. Hold short
Actually,
box
still got some
on
stuff to do.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Flaps set.
Skyway 3033, I don't have release for Chicago yet. Just hold short of hotel for now.
There you go. 4 taxi generators are on. APU is off. Start switches are on continuous. Pro heat is on. Anti-ice we don't need. Air conditioning, packs, bleeds, and isolation valves set. On auto. Flaps are set. Stabilizer trim is set. Flight controls checked. And
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. Well, see you next time and have a safe flight.
see ya.
Calgary West 1118, short of Alpha Tango.
There you go. Ready to
1118,
deep
ground runway
taxi.
23,
Taxi lights
altimeter
on.
2984, follow the Cannon
What is
Brer on
this?
your left.
Alpha 3.
On our left, Canada West at 1118.
Alpha 4 should be around here somewhere. There it is. We'll cross over Alpha 4, cross runway 25 left, and taxi down the middle between the two. See if we get a takeoff warning.
Harbor 3437, taxi Romeo, cross 15 left, full short Bravo.
Yo, they fixed the little display here, finally. Nice.
Short Bravo. Ground Air Canada 723, 24 Foxtrot.
Air Canada 723, ground taxi Delta, onto runway 33 right, hold short Tango.
Delta, on the 33 right, hold short Tango Air Canada 723.
Alright, right on Alpha 4. No. Go down to Golf. There we go.
Air Canada 723, gate 157 showing unavailable.
Roger.
1860, monitor Tower 18. Rouge 1876, monitor Tower 18.35.
1835, Rouge 1876.
Rouge 9, correction, Rouge 1796, monitor Tower 18.35.
1835, Rouge 1796.
And 270, ground 1219.
And 270.
Cathay 8670, ground cross 15 right and left, Bravo, hold short of Sierra.
Cross 15 right and left, Bravo, hold short, Sierra. Cathay 26.
Canada 466, continue Bravo, hold short Tango.
Bravo, short Tango, Canada 466.
Taxi Delta cross by 3 right, hold short Bravo.
Delta cross, 33 right, hold short Bravo, or Canada 425.
Lot 405, exit Foxtrot 3, and then Victor, hold short Echo.
Okay, Foxtrot 3, then Victor, hold short Echo, lot 45.
We go 7 left. What is up, Ither? How you doing, buddy? Landing lights can come
Ground
on.
638 uniform, holding short Tango on Bravo.
Strobes,
8164
wings,
Bravo.
and wheel well don't need.
SkyWest 638 uniform, ground, roger taxi, Bravo, hold short Victor.
Bravo, hold short Victor, Skywest 638 uniform.
Transponder on. Such that the tower and departure control is 125.2. Oh hell yeah, get the whole family watching. Config and check flaps are set. Green light. Stabilizer trim is set. Takeoff briefing. I'm by myself, don't need to do one. Cabin is secured. MCP is set. Go ahead and turn on the auto throttles. VNAV and heading selector armed. Transponder is on. Strobe lights are on. Landing lights. Good to go.
Tower, Fox, Delta, Mike, X-ray, ready to take takeoff, runway 18.
Let's go.
Foxtrot Delta Mike X-ray, contact departure airborne. Wind is 170
Clear
at 17
final.
knots. You're clear takeoff, runway 18 from Papa.
Delta Mike X-ray. Tower, Fox Delta Mike X-ray, ready to take off, runway 18.
Foxtrot Delta Mike X-ray, contact departure airborne. Wind is 170 at 17 knots. You're clear takeoff, runway 18 from Papa.
Delta Mike X-ray.
Big old 7 on the pavement there. Verified. %. Engines stable. See ya. Airspeed's alive.
Target April 610 with you on the visual link. Target afternoon altimeter 3035, number 1131. Number 1, thanks.
D1, rotate.
See ya.
Positive rate.
Target April 610 with you on the visual link. Target afternoon altimeter
1000.
3035, number 1131. Number 1, thanks. So 611 Medimax and 75,000. 75,000, good.
Departure control. Flaps clean. And what else am I doing here? Gear up and off. RTO disarmed. You gonna slow me down here or what?
Charlie, Charlie, thank you. That's all correct. And 3019er on the altimeter. 3019, Charlie, Charlie, thank you. That's all correct. And 3019er on the altimeter.
That is sick. Oh, speaking of sick, that sucks, dude. Are you like full on sick now, or you just feel like you're getting sick? Nothing worse than being sick on vacation. Blows. Gonna turn the autopilot on here.
Canada 707, thanks. Ticket landing now 120 to the from 3000, flight ILS 15 left approach. 120 river touch, down to 3000, clear straight at ILS 15 left, Air Canada. River.
We'll go direct to Triton.
503 Canada 447, still want to finish up?
Just another couple miles, I'll have you in my airspace here.
At least you're not full blown sick. It's your last day anyway. Has it been cold up there? The pictures that y'all posted on the beach or near the beach looked freezing. Would advance him do something new? So I have to know about.
Taking a 450,
It's 10,000. Landing lights off. Anybody's in the back? Speaking of fly-in tonight, the 767, man, I'm really disappointed right now with flight factor. I had too many plugins, I couldn't run it. So if you have too many plugins that are active, you get some loading issue. There's just a problem with the Sassel engine, so I had to go back out and then take out 2 plugins from the plugins folder. And then I got back in and there was an update for the plane, and now the cargo liveries don't work. So when you select the cargo variant of the airplane, you can still see the windows along the fuselage. Because I was planning on flying the 767s today. It's been a while, and that's kind of what I was looking forward to, but I'm back here in the Zebo. But this is 3.37, so there's a new Zebo, so at least testing that out.
Chad 607, 5,000, direct Tony. If I maintain 5,000, direct Tony, Chad 607.
Jumping in on board 3957, 2300 for 5,000.
Boy, 7957, departure, flying 7,000, your radar identified. 7,000 on board 30.
Yeah, it makes I'm fairly pissed, actually. It's ridiculous that you would spend $90 on an airplane that you can't even really use. So I took out 2 plugins, and it works, but like I said, there's some issue with the cargo variant and the windows on the fuselage. I guess if you wanted to fly the 300 variant or the 200 passenger versions, it'd be fine. Classic, baby. I feel like this is the first time that I've flown in a while that wasn't the 727. It feels weird with all these damn computers in front of you. Where's my steam gauges at?
2300 for 5,000. Boy, 7957, departure, flying 7,000, your radar identified. 7,000 on board 30.
Go ahead and switch it to LAX, Los Angeles Center. Boys, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time it is in
Ed 122.
Los Angeles.
Flight change to your routing advisement to copy.
Thought about flying the 650 today, actually. It's been a while since I've flown that thing too. I like those little planes.
Tango Alpha Sierra Tango India.
Oh, I did not. You might still be able to get it for the same price if you actually physically go to a flight school. Because I bought mine, it comes in like a DVD case, but essentially it's just a piece of cardboard that has like a digital code. So they probably already bought it. So mine was $199 or whatever dollars it was. If I want to save $50, I'd check around and see what's available. Also, I was looking at their website. You've probably seen this stuff, and you probably have most of it anyway. But you could buy, flight course kits. So if you do like the instrument one, you can buy it comes with a bag and a bunch of other stuff that you can use for instrument training. Might check that out when I finish my PPL. Also, today was pretty good flying. I didn't think I was going to be able to fly today because woke up and it's like overcast. Obviously, there's a storm system that's pushing through, but yeah, the ceiling stayed over 3,000. So we just practiced short field and soft field landings, and the air was super smooth. I had a pretty good time. Look at that, y'all. Here's something I want to do in real life too. California one. California is a shithole in a lot of ways, but it would be pretty awesome to drive California one all the way up the coast. Tell me I'm wrong. Yeah, it was $199. That's what I bought it for. So I'm gonna go check at an actual flight school and see if they have any of those little product codes.
morning, National Form 448, climbing to level 400, CPDFC.
Controlled. We just stayed at our airport. But like, there's one guy who almost, I mean, it was partly my fault last Monday. We got into like a dangerous situation because this one guy's new and always makes mistakes. But the guy today is like super on top of it. Sounds like a hard ass.
So 025, you're cleared from present position, direct to Manhattan, Papa, India, Kilo,
STDs for you,
Alpha,
and you.
direct to Nico, rest of clearance unchanged.
Okay, direct from present position to Sigma, Papa, India, Kilo, November, Alpha.
I actually I prefer controlled towers now, controlled airfields now. I've had too many experiences with other people who don't seem to be paying attention or aren't too keen on announcing all of their intentions or procedures and stuff like that. I'd just rather have somebody telling everyone in the pattern what to do and trying to keep spacing as best they can. Flying over. Point Mugu. KNTD.
2805, Air Canada 663.
Okay.
Contact 1012805.
2805, Air Canada 663.
I'll get an ATIS report here from San Francisco. See if they're still in IMC. Send it.
Jet 13, contact 13495.
So 13495.
We're basically following California 1 now.
Jet 13, contact 13495.
So 13495.
Okay, is that Catalina Island? Or is Catalina Island the one that's further south back there? Don't know. There we go. San Francisco winds calm, 4 miles visibility. It's improved 1 mile. Mist overcast at 500. Temperature 10, dew point. Or temperature 12, dew point 10. Altimeter 30.2. Okay. Still planning on the ILS 28 right, so let's get our localizer frequency 111.7. Approach course is 284, and that's already on our course selectors there.
Russia 518.
5, go ahead.
Russia 518, Squawk 3156.
3156.
To the moon, baby.
Okay, 690, contact center 13355.
Ither, what are you guys flying home?
Canada 690.
I'm actually kind of excited about this landing too. It's been a while since I've had like weather down to minimum. No, come on back now. Spoke too soon.
Okay, 690, contact center 13355.
33, Canada 690.
Golf Kilo Quebec, we have takeoff, cleared RNAV with 23 approach. Takeoff, cleared the RNAV 23 approach, stop, go quick. Golf Kilo Quebec, we have takeoff, cleared RNAV with 23 approach. Takeoff, cleared the RNAV 23 approach, stop, go quick.
Letter grenades, Charlie Fox, Mike Golf Charlie.
Charlie Fox, Mike Golf Charlie Container, so squawk 5147.
5147, Mike Golf Charlie, and we just took off out of Digby, St. John. Look for I-5.
The Mike Golf Charlie's at that correction is clear to the St. John Airport by direct, climb maintain 5,000.
Clear to St. John Airport by direct, climb maintain 5,000. It's 5147, Mike Golf Charlie.
Mike Golf Charlie's at this time code change, leveling at 5,000.
Golf Charlie.
Thousand to go.
Thanks, bud. Alright, arrival is, let's try 118.85.
Hello, Miss KC3, 1,500 to 5,000 on the fit on 23, St. John. KC3, Center, good morning. You're identified. Vectors for traffic, turn right heading 020, and climb level 280. 020 and up to 280 for KC.
You made it. Flight level 340. There you go. Top of descent, 127 nautical miles. Makes me so happy that they fixed this.
Golf Kilo Quebec, contact radio on 18.5, have a great day.
Put radio 18.5, have a great day yourself, Golf Kilo.
Kilo Quebec, contact radio on 18.5, have a great day. On radio 18.5, have a great day yourself, copy, goodbye.
Guys, identify 4, what's your request to report your correct? Plan with visual back up the island for 09. Guys, identify 4, Roger, can proceed direct to Med 2. We'll proceed direct to Med 2 now for Jazz 954. Roger.
Hey Nicholas, how you doing? You doing well? How about now? Can you hear me?
KC3, continue right turn, direct to right.
I said I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Call on course for KC3, thank you. KC3, continue right turn, direct to right, call on course. Direct to right, call on course for KC3, thank you.
What time is it for you in your part of the world? Looks like a golf course to me, guys. That's 1 point. 7:46 p.m.
Jazz 954, confirm descending 4,000. We're setting 4,000 for Jazz 954.
It is 1:46 p.m. Being a lazy bum today. Should be studying, but you're playing video games. Yeah.
Jazz 789er 550-360.
550-360, guys, 789.
Yeah. There was a Zebo update. I had to try it out. Studying for the knowledge part of my pilot license. At some point soon in the next couple weeks, I'm going to take that test. I'm going to take the test and get it out of the way. Which part of knowledge? It's like, I guess it's everything that's included in your private pilot license. Actually, I can pull you up some sample questions. Turn this into a stream quiz. Let's test Nicholas's knowledge. random questions. We'll do 30. Number 1, flight crew members are required to keep their safety belts and shoulder harnesses fastened during A, takeoffs and landings, B, flight in turbulent air, or C, all flight conditions. Yeah, exactly. So technically, it's a trick question. You only, because it's asking you about your shoulder harnesses. So it's for takeoffs and landings. Number 2, you have to look at a chart. Can't do that one. Number 3, a friend wants to ride along on a flight with you. You must have made at least 3 takeoffs and 3 landings in your aircraft within the preceding, what? 90 days? 30 days? Or 60 days? Dang, 90 days. So to stay current on your aircraft and take passengers, you need 3 landings. 3 touch and goes, 3 takeoffs and landings within 90 days. For day VFR, if you want to do night, you need to do 3 full stops. Here's a good one. Applying the carburetor heat will A, not affect the fuel-air mixture, B, result in more air going through the carburetor, or C, enrich the fuel-air mixture. So essentially, what does carburetor heat do to the fuel-air mixture? Yeah, so the question is, applying carburetor heat will what? And the 3 choices are A, carburetor heat will not affect the fuel-air mixture, B, will result in more air going through the carburetor, or C, enrich the fuel-air mixture.
Jazz 789er, flying level 360.
Level 360,
A, not affect the fuel-air mixture, negative. It is enrich the fuel-air mixture. One way to remember that, I guess, is that hot air is less dense. So there's less air molecules. So if you apply carburetor heat, you're decreasing the amount of air molecules in the carburetor, but you're not doing anything to the fuel mixture, so it's going to make it richer. Which is how I remember that, at least. Yeah, some of these are tricky, man. A lot of it's procedural. A lot of them are regulations. There are some physics things in here, weight and balance questions. Here we go. Here's a good one that everyone should know. This is question number 5. The term angle of attack is defined as the angle between the A, airplane's longitudinal axis and that of the air striking the airfoil, B, the airplane's center line in the relative wind, or C, the chord line of the wing in the relative wind.
KC3 contact center 127.
Oh, there we go. Look at that's the San Francisco Bay Area. Well, your angle, I mean, think about, like, your angle of attack has to do with essentially stalling the airplane, right?
KC3 contact center 127.
1 is a distractor, and 1 is irrelevant, and the last one's opposite the answer. A was airplane's longitudinal axis and that of the air striking the airfoil. The answer is the chord line of the wing and the relative wind. So the leading edge of the wing, you have a line that goes from the leading edge of the wing to the trailing edge, and that line is called the chord line. So the angle of attack is the angle between the chord line of the wing and the relative motion of the air. So right now, let's say our air is flowing like this, and our angle of attack is probably about 5 degrees nose up. So when you deploy your flaps, it changes the chord line of the wing. So you're extending the wing, you're making more surface area, obviously, but you're bringing the back end down lower, so it increases your angle of attack. What is that?
789er, contact center.
Aircraft carrier.
05, so long.
2805, good morning, 1079.
He failed. He failed the test. It's easier, obviously it's easier to read these. Some of the questions are written to, I think, try to trick you a little bit. More questions? Yeah, I can keep going. Pre-flight action, as required for all flights away from the vicinity of an airport, shall include A, study of arrival procedures at airports, heliports of intended use, B, the designation of an alternate airport, or C, an alternate course of action if the flight cannot be completed as planned. This is good. Technically, I'm studying while I'm playing a video game, so this works out pretty well. Top of descent coming up in 35 miles. Alright, SEPIN is going to be our approach fix to intercept the ILS, so it's 3,000, so we'll put that on the altitude and we'll just VNAV it all the way down. Oh, see, that was the answer. Good job. An alternate course of action if the flight cannot be completed as planned. There's no requirement for you to actually study arrival procedures at an airport or heliport of intended use. Good to know. Alright, here's a good one. This is kind of a physics question. While cruising at 9,500 feet MSL, the fuel-air mixture is properly adjusted. What will occur if a descent to 4,500 MSL is made without readjusting the mixture? A, the fuel-air mixture may become excessively lean. B, the excessively rich mixture will create higher cylinder head temperatures and may cause detonation. Or C, there will be more fuel in the cylinders than is needed for normal combustion and the excess fuel will absorb heat and cool the engine. This one's not too hard if you do much GA and flight sims.
Mike Golf, Charlie, turn left heading 025.
025, Mike Golf,
He never flies GA, so I got it wrong. No, the answer is A. The fuel-air mixture will become excessively lean. So you lean the fuel-air mixture at higher altitudes because the air is less dense. So there's less air in the carburetor. So then when you go back to a lower altitude, the air becomes more dense and there's more air, but you have less fuel because you're leaned for a higher altitude. There you go, you're learning some GA stuff today. Here's a good one that everyone should know as well, even if you're not a GA guy. If faced with an emergency where air traffic control assistance is desired and not already in contact, which frequency can be used to establish communications? A, 122.5 megahertz, B, 128.725 megahertz, or C, 121.5 megahertz. Enjoy the ortho because we're about to get into this soup fam. You mostly fly like tubes and stuff, I'm guessing? My understanding for a lot of this is that you study all this stuff for your test, and then it kind of just goes out the door. Nicholas says B128.725, and he's wrong. Again, it's 121.5 megahertz. That's the emergency frequency if ATC is not in contact. Actually, let's see if there's anything on 121.5 here. See if there's any recorded ATC messages from 121.5. Nothing. Top of descent is coming. What is NorCal approach 128.325?
Juliet Romeo India, descent on the 200.
Hey Don, hey man, what's up? We're doing some flying and we're studying for our knowledge tests. Here we go. Here's next question. Ready? TURSA service in the terminal radar program provides A, sequencing and separation for participating VFR aircraft. B, warning to pilots when the aircraft are in unsafe proximity to train, obstructions, or other aircraft. Or 3, part C, IFR separation, 1,000 feet vertical, 3 miles lateral between all aircraft. See, Aiden's a pilot too. See if he gets it. We're descending. The question was, TURSA, TRSA service in the terminal radar program provides A, sequencing and separation for participating VFR aircraft. B, warning to pilots when the aircraft are in unsafe proximity to terrain, obstructions, and other aircraft. Or C, IFR separation between all aircraft. Wrong. Nicholas got it. It was A, sequencing and separation for participating VFR aircraft. See, I was just talking about how once you pass your knowledge test and you move on to the next one, you can forget all this shit. The third was IFR separation. Next question. The person directly responsible for the pre-launch briefing of passengers for a flight is A, pilot in command, B, safety officer, or C, ground crew member. I like the way Nicholas thinks. The question is, the person directly responsible for the pre-launch briefing of passengers for a flight is who? Pilot in command, B, the safety officer, or C, the ground crew member? Yeah, me too. Well, I don't have to. It's just part of our checklist, so I've gotten in the habit of it, so I don't forget. Yeah, that's what I heard. That's why I'm getting in the habit of it. There you go, captain or pilot in command. It gets a little stale though. If we're practicing short field takeoffs or something, I still accidentally say normal takeoff, just because I'm so habituated to doing it. Let's go. Next question. Oh, that's referred to the figure. Nicholas, yeah, it's the pilot in command.
Step 9402, check Captain IFR.
A little speedy here. Here we go. What is meant by the term dew point? A. The temperature at which dew will always form. B. The temperature to which air must be cooled to become saturated. Or C. The temperature at which condensation and evaporation are equal. I like the term captain more than pilot in command. I refer to myself as captain. Okay, the answers are A, the temperature at which dew will always form. B, the temperature to which air must be cooled to become saturated. Or C, the temperature at which condensation and evaporation are equal. And Aiden, yes. B, yes, yeah, you got it. Yeah, so usually when the temperature and the dew point are really close to each other, your visibility is low. The air becomes saturated, and then water molecules just stay hovering in the air. 100% humidity, boy! So I was just talking to you live in I told you live in a tropical hellscape. Today, we're supposed to have like a storm line of precipitation running through. Actually, it might be. Oh, yeah, it's already raining now. But when I was flying this morning, ceilings were like 3,800, but it was awesome. It was like super smooth. The visibility was good. You could see all the way down to Atlanta, and that's about 30 miles. And you could see like the bands of precipitation coming with like a little bit of sunlight cracking through the clouds behind it. It's beautiful. I don't always, but when I have a choice, I prefer to fly in the morning because it's usually a lot smoother. Especially when it's hot. It doesn't really matter so much now. Nicholas, yeah, I do. I try to. If my instructor's not in the plane, I take more pictures, you know. Oh, yeah, we got an online schedule. I just scheduled my own flights. Tomorrow, hopefully, weather permitting, we're doing a little cross-country action. Yeah, I posted a lot in, whatchamacallit, our subreddit. Here's my Instagram now. Hang on. There you go. There's some real-life pilot pictures for you. Oh, we're back below. Did not get an ATIS.
Station 9190, if you're not there, contact me now, 13445.
San Francisco 3012.
Station 9196.
Birds are like, I wasn't actually in the airplane. I found it this morning when I was doing my pre-flight, and I had to scrape it off the airplane with like a paper towel. Ugh. Well, we asked the other guys that were flying it the other day, that none of them heard it. It was a pretty small one. Although I'm surprised I haven't had a bird strike personally yet. I don't know how they missed it. Because you gotta walk around, you gotta put the tie down on the tail too, that was on the rear stabilator. Dude, and it's like the big birds just hang out at the ends of the runway too. I've had so many close calls. I'm gonna live in America. I just bring my shotgun and put it out the little side window.
Center Cougar 26 in the next round looking direct cold light. And what else are you looking for?
Here, we got time for one more question here.
What else are you looking for?
The load factor on any airplane during constant altitude turn is determined by A, bank alone, B, airspeed, or C, the type of aircraft being flown.
We're still waiting for
Let's go San Francisco approach, NorCal approach. The question is, the load factor on any airplane during a constant altitude turn is determined by what? A, bank angle, B, airspeed, or C, the type of aircraft being flown. NorCal approach. There we go. A, you got it. Bank alone. Slow down, buddy. Holy moly.
506 out of 4470, still one up at East. Just another couple miles, I'll have you there.
This is another, this is basic med, that's another, what do you call it, regulation stuff. Boring. Yeah, you got it, it was A. Basic med is for the old folks.
Delta Charlie Charlie, descend at 9,000.
It's true. The question is, while operating under basic med, the pilot in command must have visited their primary care physician within the preceding what period? A, 24 calendar months, B, 12 calendar months, or C, 48 calendar months. These ones are pretty easy to remember. 10,000, get those landing lights. Yeah, you got it. 48 calendar months. I just remember it because it's basically the same as your there you go. The class 1 is 6 months.
Delta Charlie Charlie, descend at 9,000.
Calendar months meaning like 12 months in a year. Calendar months, it just means like if we say 12 calendar months, it means 1 year. 48 calendar months is 2 years. There you go. Aiden got it. Here, one more. This is gonna be a long one. This is like a thinking question, kind of. No. So if you have a Class 1 medical certificate, it's good for 6 months if you're using those privileges, but it reverts to Class 3, and that lasts for 4 years if you're under the age of 40, and then after you're 40 years old, then a Class 3 would only last you for 2 years, if that makes sense. The answer was 48 months, meaning 2 years. If you're under basic med, you have to see your primary care physician every 2 years. Yeah, basic med means you have a medical condition which doesn't allow you to fly like above a 12,000 pound aircraft holding more than 6 passengers.
Canada 447, descend now 6,000. Descend 6,000, Canada 447.
San Francisco Tower, anybody?
Canada 447, descend now 6,000. Descend 6,000, Canada 447.
Tower 120.5. No, I mean, like Aiden said, let's say you got your medical check on January 5th. That calendar month wouldn't end until January 31st. So if you had 4 years after your medical exam, it would be, let's say today was, October 15th, 2019. 4 years later would be 2023 on October 31st. It wouldn't expire on the day that you got it.
Okay, 17 Woodhill, 187 error, Canada 740.
We need to slow down. Way over 250 knots, was not paying attention. Every month or every second month. Whoa, calm down. I hate going to the doctor. So if you, like, I think if you're to CFI or something like that, you only need a class 3. But I did a class 1 because I want to do a commercial license. I just did a class 1 to make sure that I wasn't going to get medicaled out of the pilot process before I even started, if that makes any sense. But I freaking hate going to the doctor.
Canada 447, descend to 3,000.
Descend 3,000, Canada 447.
Arm the approach here already. It's not bad. It's just I hate going to the doctor. I always freak out for some reason, even though there's nothing really wrong with me. I don't know, it's like a hypochondriac thing that only gets activated when I'm actually in the doctor. Oh yeah. Yeah, at least a regular doctor doesn't scrape on your bones or something. Jeez.
447,
I'll switch that to tower.
Turn 7319, cut a departure up to 288. Turn 7319, cut a departure up to 288, today, 7319.
Yeah, let's not talk about that anymore. Oh, I didn't set my VREF. What is it? Shit. 141. Just have to remember it.
D343, wind 310 at 900, gust 18, clear for takeoff, runway 23. Push at 549, RJ, departure roll 1310 at 900, gust 18, clear to land, runway 23.
Not 23, West at 549.
Feet stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude set.
Forgot to set the minimums too. I think they're like 200 feet.
Contact 453, cut a departure 128. We'll go down to 453.
Oh shit. Let's take that.
Wait 3531, caution the wake terminals, turn left as soon as able, heading 180, wind 320 to 15, gusting 20. Clear for takeoff. Caution wake turbulence, clear for takeoff 24 right, heading 180 to 3000, with 3531.
100, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Call 3538, I'll run that number 2.
Canada 542, inside Alpha.
Yeah, Canada 542, Toronto Tower, continue.
Later.
I need to do flaps 40 because it feels weird coming in over the numbers at like 145 knots.
Transat 30 heavy tail line up.
140 is already fast enough. I'm slow.
Right there, Transat 30
Things have to happen slower for me. Ooh, I should turn off there. Cargo ramps down on the back end.
Transat 308 with 310 15, goes 20, clip takeoff runway 24 right.
Clear takeoff 24 right, Air Transat 308 heavy.
Let's see, ground 21.8.
Action 35, can't go right on Victor, Fox, and the Lynch run. Roger, Victor Fox 0, 35.
How wide is the runway there? I bet it's weird landing an SR-22 on a runway that big.
Air Shuttle 6198, tower now 18.7, good day.
I think I had my butteriest landing so far in my piloting career this morning. And it was the last one of the day too. We were doing touch and goes all morning, and then the last one full stop, and it was just like, it was a butter boy, baby. 150 feet wide. What the? You could land an airplane sideways on that. Jesus.
Air Shuttle 6198, tower now 18.7, good day.
Yeah, I think we're 50 feet wide. I have to double check.
Gondola with Air Can 1112, with you on Delta. Can 1112, right Delta, cross 33 right, and Alpha, hold short Tango. Alright, right Delta, cross 33 right, Alpha, hold short Tango, Air Can 1112.
$3,600 by 75 is not a small runway. Just compared to the other ones at Sanford, I guess, it's freaking tiny. It does look like a taxiway. What was the runway at 7B2? Ours is 6,000 something. It's 6,000 by, I don't know what the width is. Pull up Sky Vector. And taxi.
Ground hello, Jazz 837 now. Jazz 837, ground 1065.
It is
982. Wait for the RG off your right side.
6,000 by 100.
Bravo 3.
Bravo 3, as for the RJ test.
You've seen jets land at 7B2? I guess he can. Oh, it's seizure time, boys. There's an airport nearby ours. It's untowered, but there's like a Air National Guard unit that's there. So there's like 6 Blackhawks parked all the time. And one of the times that we were there doing touch and goes, there was like a Black Hawk doing an ILS approach, which I mean, obviously they use instruments and stuff, but I never really thought about them doing instrument approaches the same way that airplanes do. I was like, y'all just hover straight over the the pad and come in. I don't know. That's cool. Did I turn the strobes off? Yes. And Angela collision can come off now.
George 7330, dash 8 Alpha West waiting for you. Contact ground at 21-9.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
Ground,
I was like, I heard, guard helicopter, such and such, in for the ILS 3-1. I was like, what? And it was a nice sunny day, too.
2500.
Oh, good weather refresh. So when you do like a runway view, I guess it gives you the runway for Oakland. Where the fuck are we?
Uncle 3478, Coach, wake time was about up, wait, runway 2, right? Line up, no wait, 24 right, Uncle 3478. RJ 25, what's coming up on? Just 25?
Yeah, mine too. Oh, we definitely rushed him. I stayed at 190 knots until we were like past our initial approach fix. Whoops. That's service, baby. I got a couple from Saturday. I'll post them in the Discord real quick. None of them were like landing or anything on Saturday, but I think there's like 6 of them parked out there. My files are too powerful. One freaking phone photo, really? May have uploaded the same photo twice. And I did. That was a good landing, too. I wasn't even paying attention. Well, maybe not. One more, got the wing view.
Transat 30, can I departure 128 exit? 188, Transat 30.
1677, hold short, runway 23.
Hold short, 23, just 30 seconds.
Just for technicality, hold short, runway 23. Actually, the call sign in there as well.
Yeah, holding short, 23 for 1577.
Here's me.
Tower low, Rouge 18, 36, on the ILS 2 left. Rouge 18, 36 driving, number 2, dash 8 inside 2 final, and 310, 15 goes 20, for the land runway 2 4 left. For the land 2 4 left.
Alright, ladies. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm going to get out of here. Aiden, Nicholas, it was a pleasure. WA55, I think somebody peeked their head in here a little while ago. Ither, have a good one. Hope you enjoy your flight. See you back in Florida. Guys, take it easy. We love you. See you next time. Peace.